Hi friends. If you click to check out the sun constantly changing throughout this entire video, as well as to see what my May favorites are, then please keep on watching. Hi, my name's Alicia. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you are returning, well, thank you for visiting me again. Kinky Sweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and boutique. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeup, so you can head over to my Instagram. This is the first video I'm filming after our treacherous week that we had. I'm sure at this point we've read a lot of posts, a lot of comments, been reading a lot, hearing, seeing, absorbing. And it was hard for me to speak about makeup or speak about anything fun because the overwhelming sentiment of, I think, globally that we were experiencing really heavily affected all of us, heavily affected even our creative outlets. I haven't even been training. I haven't been doing my stretching because my mind has just been in such a tizzy about the matter. And I spoke more about this on my Instagram, so if you want to see those posts, I'll be more than happy to link them down below. I'm happy to be back on. I'm happy to get my groove back because I feel like it has been forever. It has been forever, friends. So with that said, I want to go over my May favorites. May has been... In terms of makeup, however, May was a great month for makeup. I acquired a lot of favorites that I need to zip through. If you're wondering why I'm barefaced, you're like, what's happening? I like to conduct my favorite videos as get ready with me's because there are lots of times where I might speak about a product but I feel is better understood and seen in action. And I'll take you through my skincare, my foundation, my cheeks, my eyes, and all timestamps will be down below with the said products, so maybe you could just scan that list and skip over to whatever product you wish to know about. I got my notebook because I don't write things down, fam. I'll be all over the place. With that said, why don't you come in a little closer? That's enough. I wanted to update you on the Soon Jung. I had highly recommended these products months ago. This is the 2x Barrier Intensive Cream that's nearly done, and I am nearly done with the pH Relief Toner, and I wanted to mention that I bought 2 new servings, if you will, of the Barrier Cream and the Relief Toner. I thought these products were solid. I didn't feel inclined to try something new, although I'm very well aware, especially within the skincare space, there are new products just constantly being pushed out. I get overwhelmed. I just want the product that's fragrance free, that has the ingredients that's going to protect my skin, to moisturize my skin. As you see, I have even more hyperpigmentation because it must be the stress that I can't get my fingers off my face, and unfortunately I think I did a little more damage this month. So my main priority is to moisturize and protect so my skin is able to repair itself comfortably, if you will. I also bought another bottle of the Good Molecule Silicone Priming Moisturizer. This is what I'll use under a sunscreen, or I'll just use the sunscreen as the moisturizer. But for you to see the Soon Jung in person, I really like this as a night cream. It could be a little rich for the day, and it'll be interesting because seasons definitely are changing. It is now June, and this is a great time for me to revisit different skincare products, see how they act in a warmer, more humid climate. But despite the richness of this product, I do still feel it lightweight. It's not heavy or greasy on the skin. Still, I would preferably like to apply this at night as my last step to my skincare routine. But it just adds really nice moisture. It's really easy to absorb, no fragrance at all. There's just no bells and whistles. There's no crazy botanical extracts. It's just very simple in formulation. It's clean. I feel clean from essential oils, fragrance, and irritating plant extracts. That's what I consider to be clean to me. And my skin feels plush. It feels ready to take on the next step. And usually at night, I will do the toner after my cleansing step to get rid of any residue of cleanser or makeup that might be hanging out, especially in my hairline. For foundation, I think my standout complexion product that I really love for the month of May is the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. I was hesitant because Giorgio Armani is known to have fragrance in their makeup. I was taking a chance 100%, but I was so pleased to discover that this product is fragrance free. It is lightweight. I wouldn't expect crazy coverage from this product, and is not the longest lasting. I think this is more so as just an easygoing, slightly more coverage than your typical tinted moisturizer. I have the shade in 8. I could have gone 7. I think 7.5 was the next one down. It is a little warm, but it works out. It definitely works out for me. I've been mixing this with my concealer. I also have been mixing this with my Hourglass Vanish Liquid Foundation in Golden and the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Foundation in LM14. Yes, I discovered that LM14 is actually my shade. I also like to mix it with the Surratt. This is the number 9. So I could just drop this the Surratt on both sides right here. I like to do each cheek and the forehead, and I dot that around first, and then I take the number 8 with the Giorgio and just pop that around with the Surratt. I have been mixing my complexion products like a fiend this month. I find it's because each product has something to offer, whether it's the undertone or the shade or the finish or the coverage. When you can mix those together and get your perfect cocktail, it is an ideal situation, fam. Next item up, and a huge thank you to Lisa J from BK Beauty, owner of BK Beauty. Another favorite of mine definitely has to be the BK Beauty brushes. I have a full-on dedicated video to this line. I go over each brush. They were so kind to send me 3 eye brushes that I didn't pick up originally from my order that I placed maybe a month ago. And she was so nice also to send me the coveted contour foundation brush. This is in 101, and I can quickly compare that to the Marc Jacobs, which is also similar in shape, if I could find it. This is the Marc Jacobs Phase 2, another favorite of mine. But you see up close, the front side of the bristles are slightly longer on the Marc Jacobs. This has a more flat surface, and I understand that the shapes are similar, but I feel that the BK Beauty, it does feel softer, and it does feel like it has a flatter surface versus the Marc Jacobs. It has more like a pull down versus this, I feel you could just stamp on. So it really all depends. This is a heavy brush, so perhaps this is more ideal for travel, and also has a tapered handle, but I've been loving both. But really, I mean, this has been raved about for months, because it's been out for a long time. So I'm gonna punch that on, and I definitely rather use a synthetic brush. I spoke about this in the BK Beauty video, as I feel synthetic brushes are superior to natural hair when it comes to cream and liquid products. Cream and liquid products can wreak havoc on natural hairs. While I understand people's insistence on using a natural hair brush to get more of a natural finish, because the natural fibers will pick up more product than synthetic fibers would, and if people don't want that much coverage, then natural hairbrush definitely will not deposit as much. But if you want the coverage, fam, definitely synthetic is the way to go. This finish from the Giorgio Armani, I think it's just effortless. Dare I say, the texture almost feels moussey and very lightweight, almost whipped, and an ideal texture to mix any of your other complexion products with, I find. And the Surratt is lightweight too. The Surratt is nowhere near medium to full coverage, but I feel it tackled my hyperpigmentation well, because I've mentioned this before. I don't mind it showing through the foundation. I embrace it. You know, this is self-inflicted, and I kind of have to just deal with it, you know? Like, people will still kind of see your marks, but I think that's pretty good, fam, considering that both of these foundations are lightweight and light in coverage. So that is a combination. Now for concealer, I don't have anything new. That's a lie. I do have the Giorgio Armani concealer. Let me put it on for this video. Hold on. I also have a dedicated video showcasing the Luminous Silk Concealer as well as the Neo Nude Compact, which I still don't have a handle on. I really haven't used it as often as I should throughout the month to have a well-formulated opinion on it. So hang on tight for the Neo Nude Compact. It's coming. I think I just have to find a way to use it more. If you have any suggestions down below, please share. I have the Luminous Silk in 6 and 5.5. These are very lightweight concealers. This is, I feel, the ideal concealer to wear with no foundation, as it doesn't warrant more coverage from the rest of your face, as opposed to the Pat McGrath, which is a lot more coverage. I feel if I put the Pat McGrath by itself on under the eyes, I will probably have to put this all over my face, simply because it would just be like, there's nothing going on here, but what's going on in the rest of your face, Alicia? I do like the Armani in terms of texture. I think it melts beautifully into the skin, as I think number 5 is a little too light. So let me just do that right on the inner part of the eye. 2 sponges that were definitely my favorites. Again, the BK Beauty sponge, outrageously good, plush, and I feel doesn't pick up makeup, it just beautifully presses it into the skin. But the Kaleido sponge, fam, from their Make Your Escape collection, they also have this in a lime color. I haven't used this yet because I think it's just so pretty the way it is. I don't want to dirty it. I know it's coming though. I'm gonna have to use it eventually. This one though, I just love the shape. I love the flat edge. Sometimes I would skip the brush and use the flat edge of the Kaleido sponge to press in my makeup. But today we will use the BK Beauty because you see it's pointed, it has a groove to hold on to. Ergonomically comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And the Luminous Silk Concealer is definitely one you can let hang out. It's very lightweight in coverage and in texture. It's definitely not like the Pat McGrath, definitely not like the Hourglass at all. Why am I yellow and jaundice? It doesn't have as much coverage as the Dior and the Shiseido either. I would say it's lighter, but I do appreciate it for the summertime, I have to say. I'm looking at myself now. I guess my opinion is changing. I do really like it for that, but if you have really dark circles, fam, I don't think this is going to be the best coverage for you. Again, I do consider this a favorite because I appreciate the lighter coverage, and I feel it's an ideal concealer to wear with a tinted moisturizer, or again, something like the Neo Nude from Giorgio Armani. So that has been it for foundation and concealer. With these bronzers, the influx of cream products that had entered my collection for not even just the month of May, March as well. I'm like, April, what? April as well. I lost track of the calendar. These have been just so hyped, and I was late to the game. That's why I don't have one of the bronzing shades. This is the Tower 28 Beach Please, as well as the Bronzino Illuminating Bronzer Cream and the Luminous Tinted Balm. I have it in both Golden Hour and Happy Hour. Golden Hour is the shade that is hard to find. I think Sephora sent me a notification email. I was shocked about the fact that Golden Hour was back in stock. I missed out on West Coast. I do have Best Coast, and probably West Coast would have been a little too light on me anyway, but I really enjoy these cream products. Oh my goodness. This has shimmer in it as opposed to the Fenty products that are completely matte. Don't have, you are not prepared, Alicia. This is in Honey Glaze from the Fenty Cream Bronzer line. And again, I have the Best Coast from the Bronzino Tower 28. I appreciate that there's a little bit of shimmer in here. It definitely adds a little bit of glow to the complexion. I'm still partial to matte a little bit still, but I'm gonna put on the Best Coast so you can see. I like to get a little spatula and just scoop it out. In terms of the consistency in comparison to the Fenty, I think the Bronzino has a little more emolliency to it. It's a little creamier. This is the color. You see it's a little like red burnt in tone. This Bobbi Brown Precise Blending Brush. An unexpected favorite that I didn't know I needed. I just hopped onto the site when they released their Summer Glow collection. It was a wrap. It's a wrap. Here we go, Best Coast. Something I also like about this shade is because of the reddish tone, it kind of serves as a blush almost, right? It gives glow to the cheeks, but it also provides that warmth to impart that bronzing effect. And of course, this Bobbi brush I feel is just ideal because it fits right into the hollows of the cheekbones, makes it very easy to apply these cream products. And a little goes a long way. That's why this shade led me to believe that West Coast, it could be something more golden in hue. I still want to get it. Do I need to? Absolutely not. But you know how I am, fam, when it comes to bronzers. It's definitely a favorite because I love the shade. I love the tone. I love the ease of application. I also just love the packaging. It's so simple in design. It makes it very easy to travel with. You see what the product is. You don't have to open it. You don't have to read the label. So those details definitely helped this product way high on my favorites list for the month. I wanted to mention how it dries down. It doesn't stay sticky. I think the Fenty dries down a little more soft matte than the Tower 28. I don't mind though because the texture definitely leaves the skin looking dewy, like looking fresh, you know? But if you feel like you need to powder, I totally understand. I want to purposely apply the Golden Hour cream tinted blush something on powder on purpose because I actually really love this on powder as well. Dare I say, I think this applies a little better than the Fenty Beauty cream blush, a little better. I have Petal Pop in here on standby. I don't know, I feel like the Tower 28, for some reason, is like a little tighter in texture, and I feel the Fenty spreads out very quickly on the skin, whereas the Tower 28, you have a little bit of control, more control when you apply it. Is a very strange observation, and I'm sure you're like, what? You'll see. You'll see. Happy Hour is more of the pinky tone. I'm gonna quickly swatch. I know this turned into a favorites, into a get ready with me. There's Golden Hour. Into a product review, into a swatch video. Here's Happy Hour. So Happy Hour is significantly more pink. Golden Hour. This Golden Hour is such a unique shade that I feel doesn't exist in the Fenty cream blush line. And I do think this is very universal. It's so beautiful. It really just provides that natural flush look from within, glow from within vibe on the face. I have been really loving the Linda Hallberg Infinity Loose Setting Powder for the summertime. It's just very lightweight. It has like that airy texture effect when you punch your brush into the powder, it goes definitely using my Chikuhodo Z9. This is in the shade medium, by the way. And, ooh, you know what? I'll powder first because I don't want to use this. Although the Linda is a favorite, the Linda is most definitely a favorite. I have to, may I present an unexpected favorite that although it has fragrance, I forgive it because look at this beetle. The Carolina Herrera Pressed Powder. This is in N20 Suntan. I did not know. I was not ready for this powder's texture. I thought it was going to be an okay product. I went fully in buying this with those low expectations, fam. I did. And I spent, you're like, you spent that much money on low expectations? Yes, I did. Because I wanted the compact. This powder is so smoothing on the skin. It's kind of insane. And it sets the makeup beautifully. You could brush it on. You could press it on. Now, it does have a little bit of color. So you see that the bronzing effect kind of faded just a little bit. If you like that though, if you feel you needed to tone down the bronzing with the pressed powder, but it is undetectable, fam. I could not believe it. Still can't, and I'm putting it on. So lightweight, and I'm pleased to inform that the fragrance does not hang around. And although I am presenting this as a favorite, if you have very sensitive skin and you know for sure that fragrance is a huge no for you, stay away from the Carolina, because I would feel terrible if you bought this product and you had a severe reaction to it, right? But I'm so happy to report that I don't smell it on me. At first I did, but I adjusted to it and there have been no breakouts, no severe reactions. The next Carolina product I have to present is the cream highlighter. I do hope that the Carolina Beauty team releases another shade. I thought this cream highlighter, well, first of all, I didn't know it was a cream. I thought it would be a pressed powder. It's so lightweight, and the fact that it just melts into the skin. And granted, this is not the highlighter you will rely on for that super beam glow. If you're looking for that super beam glow, I would then advise maybe Kaleidos, for instance. This is like the perfect touch of highlight. It's so subdued, but it's so beautifully impactful in terms of the texture, how it still appears like your skin, how it just melts into it. And the glow factor, that is not too in your face, but it's just right. It is just right, fam. I still can't get over this product. It is so beautifully formulated and I just love it. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And now let me present, which I think has been a lot of people's favorite for the month of May, is no other than the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzers. These bronzers knocked people's socks off, especially the deep shade. I was so happy that Charlotte came out with a deep shade that looked like a bronzer. It didn't look like a blush. It didn't look like a contour, right? Because sometimes the shade goes really deep, but it doesn't actually create that bronze. It just creates a contour or a sculpt, which is great. But if you are presenting a bronzer product, you still want that warmth even on your deeper skin tone. And although she only released 4 shades, I think the team has heard us say you need to really expand on it. I think this was a great place to start with. I have medium and tan. Now, tan, I have to be careful with. Tan, I can't go ham with. Medium, though, I can comfortably go ham with, and it won't look too crazy. I know it doesn't look much in pan, but it does build up nicely, especially since I got some going on already. The tan, you gotta be light-handed with, or nah, like we're in this together. Yes, kind of. I have to go light-handed with it. So with that said, let me go in with medium. This powder melts. It melts into your skin. Undetectable. I mean, it's like you didn't apply anything on. You clearly did, because you see the change in color. You see that there's some bronzer going on up in there, but you don't see the makeup. You don't. It's so effortless to apply. I'm applying this on powdered skin, but you could apply this on not powdered skin and still be successful in the blend. It's just effortless. This formula, Charlotte did it. Oh my gosh. This is just phenomenally easy. And especially if you were one very uncomfortable to apply bronzer because you felt it never looked right, this formula is going to hold your hand and ensure that your bronzing experience will be seamless and beautiful. For some shade references, Lori from It's Lori's Life, she is Pat McGrath Deep 31, and the Deep 4 shows up on her and she really likes it. So I will link her video down below. I'll link a few videos if you still want to see the bronzer in action on other creators who are deeper than me, and maybe you want to see others who are around my skin tone as well, because if you're juggling between 2 and 3 and you really couldn't know, I like number 2 because I'm comfortable like really layering it, and I really love the color. The tan is a little intense. If you just want to see just a little taste, I'm going to take the tan and pat it on my hand first and then place it. So I have to take off the excess for sure. So it really brings in the heat really fast. And I also am applying it on top of number 2. So it's going to be bronzy really fast. But just so you can see that in action, I have a dedicated video with these bronzers. Not only that, I compare them with not all the bronzers in my collection, but like the ones that people are wondering about. I got them comparison swatches in that video. I will link it down below. Now let's go in with Golden Hour. This shade is just, it's unexplainable. I don't know what it is about it. It's just so beautiful. It's kind of insane. And we'll use one of my BK beauty brushes, definitely the 106. I love this brush to apply my cream blush with. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what it is about this formula, this shade, how it just effortlessly melts onto powder, onto foundation, whatever you put on it, onto your own skin, okay? I want to have an Emily Hand moment and put it on my nose too. Yeah, I like that. Looks so sun-kissed. I could stop right here. This is a summer look, okay? I'm looking bronze. I'm looking sun-kissed. I wanted to do a dedicated video on this brand before I release the favorites of May, but it cannot wait. My girl Valerie, hi Valerie, has always hailed Suqqu as a phenomenal makeup brand. And I stayed away because I'm like, I can't. This is what I said about the Carolina Herrera. And then I was like, Vicky J, ugh, fine, I'll buy it. I bought one of Suqqu's blushes. It is their Pure Color Blush 01 in Tsubo Mizaki. Is this not the most beautiful, most perfect gradient of color you have ever seen in your life? Say it isn't. Going in with my Chikuhodo F04 brush. You're not even ready, fam. The color is sublimely perfect. It just melts. I don't know what it is about this shade. It really just brightens up my complexion. And on top of golden hour, it is too much to take. Like, I have never encountered a flush perfect in tone and shade like this. And it's so smooth. It's so freaking smooth. It's one of those powders where you see the swatch, you're like, okay. But when you put it on, it transforms. It really does in front of your eyes. And it does have a little bit of sheen to it. There's no sparkles in here. There's no chunks of shimmer, crystals, glitter, whatever. The radiance it provides, the luminosity without looking oily or greasy. Whatever they put in this blush, however they formulated, they nailed it. They nailed it. I have been using this on its own, on top of not only the Tower 28, but my Fenty cream blushes as well. I mentioned that I like the Tower 28 formula better. I still like my Fenty as well, okay? For sure. And I bought them, so I'm gonna use them, okay? When I apply the Suqqu, please. I think for the most part, is our complexion done? Do I have something else to share? This is an old favorite, but I've been using it quite a bit. It is the Kaleidos Ray Rider Space Age Highlighter. When I put this on top of the Carolina Herrera, I could leave it alone. This is a good place to be. However, if you just wanted to pop a little more, I don't like to go too crazy with it because it could get crazy. It's so creamy, even as a powder. Oh, look at that. It's just, my complexion products and cheek products this month, it's too much. I'm gonna leave lips for last so that when we have the eyes, we kind of know what to do, because I definitely want to show you a couple of favorites from the lipstick department category. Let's get into the eyes, and there's only one eyeshadow palette that I need to present in this video with an honorable mention. I have to give it up to the Charlotte Tilbury Desert Haze Quad. I was pissed for getting this initially because it is so expensive for shades that I already own. But fam, I have been using these shades for light, quick makeup day looks. They're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. This shade here, the Define shade, is so rich in a brownie hue, and it still looks brown when you apply it on the eyes, so it remains soft in overall feel and look. These other shades are just so creamy, and I've been using that a lot, I have to say, for easygoing days. And if I ever would travel ever again, I don't have a problem just carrying that quad, because you could do so many different combinations and the look will appear sophisticated and just gorgeous. Before we roll into the eyeshadow, however, I need to present the Hourglass Veil Eye Primer as a favorite of the month. Initially, when you apply this, it has a very light moussey texture that takes on actually a similar consistency as their Veil Primer for all over the face, which is a long time standing favorite with lots of people. It doesn't have a lot of color to it. Not that it's completely clear, but I do feel is more lightweight than the Anastasia. Definitely more lightweight than the MAC Paint Pot. I do really like it because it's lightweight, but the way it dries down, I really love the canvas it leaves behind and how it preps the lid. It could feel like on the wet side, and I would say it's best to let it kind of set first before you start going in right away with your eyeshadow. That's something I feel you don't have to do with the MAC. The MAC has a much drier consistency from the get, and the minute you put it on your eye, it only takes seconds to set. I'm not gonna get emotional again. I already did that in the first video. The only palette that just matters, not this month, but for the whole rest of 2020, is the Pat McGrath Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2. This holds a very, very special place in my heart, as you guys, with your unwavering support and just love all around, DM'd, commented, tagged on Pat's Instagram, sent her emails. I don't know what else y'all did. We all did some to let her know about me. And the day finally came when she DM'd me, and I screenshot that DM. I still look at it from time to time. I still think about that moment. But the most important thing about that exchange was I felt she DM'd not only myself but all of us, because we were so in this together, in just our collaborative efforts, our collective efforts in making this happen. And she reached out, she said thank you for my support, and someone from PR emailed me about the Divine Rose 2 collection, and it was the first time I ever received Pat McGrath PR. And a huge thank you to Pat McGrath and her team. A huge thank you to you guys for making this happen, because if it wasn't without you, this definitely would not have happened. So I could not only present this eyeshadow palette as a standalone favorite makeup item because it is outstandingly marvelous, but the process through which this came, a favorite, not only for the month of May, but again for my whole 2020. Most definitely. I have a full-on dedicated video using this palette. I do swatches, I do comparison swatches. I got 4 looks. I also did different looks on my live. The lighting isn't great. I do want to get back on here and not only create more looks of Divine Rose 2, but combine it with Divine Rose 1. Spoiler alert, I already did it on my own, and the looks, fam, the looks are not even. I'm not pulling you in too close because I usually like to save the tighter shots for my eyeshadow exclusive eyeshadow video, so I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna do what Tina from the Fancy Face does. She has been using the Sonia G Detail Bro as her crease color brush, and I kind of like that, I gotta say. I'm going in with Rose Seduction. Rose Seduction not only can be used as an eyeshadow, it could also be used as a blush, but it is a satin finish shade that just effortlessly blends if you wish to put it on your crease like I am. I know hot pink is not for everyone. It most certainly is not, but I love it so much. Naked blush, this coral like salmon color is ravishingly beautiful. And again, this primer, friends, I don't know, when you let it set completely, I think it just makes the shadows appear beautifully smooth. It makes blending a breeze, and it does help the shadows stay on longer. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to do different combinations from what I did in my review video as well as my live. And with that said, I want to go in with Extreme Burgundy on Rose Seduction with my Sonia G Blender Pro. Tapping that on the outer V and just whisking it through. The Rose Seduction hue, pinkiness of it, brings out a little bit of the purple undertone of Extreme Burgundy. That's so nice. I want your stupid love. For this, I think I want to go in with Sector Terrestrial, which, if you haven't seen this shade, that shift is rude. It is rude. I want to apply it with Naked Rose. I think that'll be an interesting combination. I actually applied this. I'm going with my Sonergy Jumbo Blender all over the lid and crease, but I've never applied it with Naked Blush. Oh, I love that. Hold on, this is too light. You are not seeing what's happening. Ooh, ooh. Naked Blush with Sextraterrestrial. I can't stand it. It's so... I do go a little crazy. I'm gonna just do a little bit of that. Fixed. Done. On the inner part of Sextraterrestrial, however, ooh, I need to do Gold Lust. I think Gold Lust actually, no, hold on. Someone had said to do Gold Lust with Extreme Burgundy, and although I did combine it with Rose Seduction, I still feel we could still get something from it, fam. Gold Lust with my finger on this lid. Oh, that's so gorgeous. I'm patting it down. Wow. That is so... Thank you. I am so sorry. I do not remember your name, my friend. Holler at me in the comments below, because you are responsible for this. I'm taking a flat definer brush to clean up the edges here of the Gold Lust application near and under the crease. This I have to go with Bronze Rosé 005. It's a must. This shade, I can't stand it. It's so beautiful. On the inner corner, forget it. I love how it went from Bronzy Rosé into Sextraterrestrial. Oh my gosh. Then Skin Show Rose Opal on the inner corner. I'm gonna do a little more Gold Lust on the inner corner as well. However, we'll go in with Astral Pink Moon. So that could heighten up the dazzle and kind of serve as the inner corner highlight for the inner part of the eye for the highlight. Extreme Burgundy. Outer lower. I think it makes it nice and smoky. Rose Seduction trailing right over Extreme Burgundy. We gotta go with Eleganza. We gotta do it. Inner lower half of this eye. Eleganza is like this shiny plum rose color that is, oh my god, I can't take it. And this lower lash line, I definitely want to keep the Naked blush. I think I want to do Sextraterrestrial. I'm actually going to do a BK Beauty 205 brush. I actually enjoy these brushes for lower lash line application, since I do enjoy it on the more smoky side. This, you can still see the freaking shift of Sextraterrestrial even on my lash line. You see the green, and then it turns into pink. And you see the green from this angle. Divine Dusk on the inner lower part. Oh my gosh. All right, let's put on some mascara. We gotta put on the mascara. I usually put on lashes if I'm doing more than one look, but I figured since we're stopping here, it's okay to just put on regular old mascara. For the lipsticks, I definitely have to highlight these lipsticks in their own dedicated video. I want to give you swatches and comparisons. Have to give it to Propa Beauty. This is a Black women-owned makeup brand. Primarily, they just have their lipsticks, and she wanted to, I believe her name is Victoria Fazio. I could double check on that. Victoria wanted to create lipsticks that were the perfect touch of red brown, neutral brown, pink. She explains it further on the website on their about page. I actually really love the deep curve of the lipstick bullet. Makes it incredibly comfortable to apply. It is a satin buildable coverage, which I actually love. I don't think I ever encountered a formula like this. I've encountered satin and matte and the balmy types of coverages. These though are really special in terms of the shades that they provide. I don't have all of them. I didn't do the more orangey tone terracotta shades because I don't do really well with those types of shades, but I'm sure they look beautiful. I might end up just getting them because I'm like, I have the worst FOMO. So you see this color, this is in the shade Victress. You see the shade and you're like, I wonder how that's gonna go. When you apply it, it is such a nice tone. It's like a caramel brown, and you could definitely build it up or you could build it down. I understand this might not go super well with the eye look, which is why I have another shade on standby. I have Finesse, which is, it's a good one. It's like such a beautiful brown beige. And you know how I like my brown beiges. Pairing something more pink with this eye look would be appropriate as well. I can't help it. I need the brown beiges in my life, even if my eye look is predominantly one color, which is in this case very pink burgundy. But I still think it goes well. If you want something a little deeper around the lip line, I could go in with my Natasha Denona. Actually, I could go in with my Mented Cosmetics lip liner in Nude. I think this is a great combination. Again, I'll come back on here to compare Proper Beauty with Mented Cosmetics, with the Artist Couture shades, with Natasha Denona. Such a beautiful shade. I really am. Finesse, when I put this on, I was like, wow. It's so nice to put on a nude that there is no question or ambiguity as to in you figuring out what else could pair with it so that the color seems balanced, appears balanced on you. No, that it just is by itself. It's by itself. Is absolutely gorgeous. Also, I bought nail polish from Triple O Nail Polish. That's also Black and women owned, but as soon as I get them, I will showcase them here on the video. I do have Pop polish on. I'm sorry I don't have the bottles with me here, but this is from their Neon Mylar collection. It's like the shift on these is insane, and this is after like 3 days, and this is their pastel neon shades, which I am head over heels for. So I'll put their Etsy link down below. You know I'm a polish fiend. It's so hard to find shades like these that pop on more on the deeper side of the spectrum, especially if medium and down. And that's why I order from Triple O, because all her hand models are deeper in skin tone and the shades just pop, and that looks like if you are around that shade on the photograph, that the light blue is gonna look light blue and not like a washed out version of the light blue. I've never actually spoke about music in any of my favorites videos, but I think, no, that's not true. Have I? I don't remember. So JoJo's album, you already, it's like, again, Alicia, again. JoJo's album came out May, did it come out May 1st? Yes, it did. I love R&B. I'm a 90s baby. That's what I grew up on. This album is everything and more in terms of that category. JoJo's a vocalist, okay? She is a vocalist, and a part of that is not only appreciating the production of the songs, the lyrics of the songs, but also just to hear her sing, what she does with her voice, what she does with the music. And it's only 9 songs, but it's such a complete body of work, back to back. There are no skips on this album. And when it first released, Toya, shout out to Toya, when she texted me about it, she DM'd me on Instagram because I forgot it released. From the first track, you were in. Okay, you were in there. I still have to listen to Kehlani's record again, back to front. I listened to it once, but I was working out, so I really couldn't melt into her work. I'm gonna listen to it again, but Toxic, of course, is a phenomenal song. It definitely is more R&B in vibe than her previous bodies of work. Her previous bodies of work had like the bops in there and those songs that really, you know, got your shoulders moving. This though is just it's more even keeled, I think, in mood and presentation, in vibe. Almost, dare I say, teetering on ambiance music for some of the songs. I think Kehlani's album is, I feel, appropriate for those days that you just need something in the background that's nice to listen to, but it's not going to overly take the senses. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm off on that observation. You can let me know down below. And of course, Lady Gaga's Chromatica. I've been a Lady Gaga fan for a very long time. I did not like Stupid Love, and I still don't like Stupid Love. However, I appreciate it more within the totality of the album. When I listened to it from After Alice, which, oh my God, let me go back. She dissected it into 3 sections. You have Chromatica 1, then you got the songs, Chromatica 2, you got the songs, Chromatica 3, you got the songs. The orchestral arrangement of Chromatica 1, 2, and 3 wasn't ready. The transitions from the interludes into the next song, the transition from Chromatica 2 into 911, it's too much to take. I really love transition from Chromatica 1 into Alice. I think that is so smooth. And Alice as the opening track for the album, I feel this is perfectly set up for a concert. Like, Alice being the first song gets you pumped, it gets you ready. It just presents like this is what the album's about. This is pop, electro pop, all over front to back. So if you're not a fan of that genre, I don't know if you're gonna like Chromatica, but I loved it. And even with Stupid Love, okay, I let it play. I let it play because it's a part of the body of work. It's a part of the message. It's a part of what she's trying to convey, like going through these different phases of emotion in her life. Like, this is a journal album. This is a healing album for her, and I definitely hear it in every song, in every piece of the production, in her lyrics, in how just the album is arranged. I've been listening to it non-stop, fam. So those are my favorites for the month of May. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's going to be long. I could already tell. That's why there are timestamps down below. Let me know what your favorites have been, and also what different Black-owned beauty brands you had your eye out for that you recommend. I do eventually want to film a dedicated video to Black-owned makeup brands. I'm compiling my makeup. I have Mented. I'm waiting for my Triple O. I have the Propa Beauty. I do want to get a few things from Lip Bar. And of course I have Pat McGrath, okay? She will always be there. I have Colored Rain. I also have Juvia's Place. They're just different parts of my makeup routine that are missing. So I'll make sure to compile that list for myself and get all the products from all these different brands so I can present to you a comprehensive video. Thank you all so much for your support. And until then, fam, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I'll see you in here again with another tutorial, review, very long monthly famous video, get read with me, or nightly life chit chats. Take care, and I will see you again soon.